Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this session on Let's Meditate. My name is Sriram, and I'm running this from Chennai today. I was just reading a report sometime last year, taken last year, by one of the healthcare companies. Okay, and it identified that stress and anxiety has gone up significantly during the pandemic. And in India, it was mentioned that the numbers of people who are experiencing stress and anxiety is probably somewhere between 72 to 80%. Right? So if you've been a little worried, you've been anxious, found yourself a little bit stressed, then you're not alone. Okay, the numbers were already high, but the pandemic seems to have just taken it higher. What do we do about this? Right? In addition to this, I read that in the US, right, close to one third of the youth, and we're talking about youth here, right? I mean, meant to be a particular period in their time life, like when things are more, there's not as much responsibility, right? And a lot more energy, a lot more positivity, a lot more possibility for becoming something, right? And but during the pandemic again, okay, somebody had taken a survey, and they had said that close to one third of the youth, and this is a ridiculous number, right, had contemplated suicide, okay, in the last year during the lockdown. This is alarming, right? Where are we going, okay, as a species? Where are we going as individuals, right? And it appears that as the world has gotten more and more uncertain, ambiguous, volatile, okay, and stressful, okay, it has become much more stressful for us, right? But how do we cope? So I'm sure that this would have been handled multiple times before on this session, but I thought today it would be worthwhile to revisit a very simple technique, what we call a micro practice, to to do whenever we feel stressed, whenever we feel anxiety, right? And this is a simple yoga technique, okay, which is called left nostril breathing. As you're aware, mostly we breathe through both nostrils, right? But then it is said that one, in science as well as in yoga, it says that one nostril is dominant during the day and the other nostril is dominant during the night, right? And there is a significance of which nose or nostril we breathe from, right? So without getting into the science, I'll just simply do it with me, right? Whenever you feel stressed or anxiety, if need be, you can go to a quiet room, you can go to the washroom, doesn't matter, where you're by yourself for just 3 or 4 minutes, right? And do this, right? Use your thumb to close your right nostril, right? And we breathe in deeply through the left nostril. We breathe out through the left nostril. We do it about 10 to 15 times continuously, right? Take your time, let it be a relaxed, harmonious exercise, right? Shall we begin? So close your right nostril, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You might want to close your eyes while you do this. Breathe in, breathe in deeply and fill your stomach instead of your chest. Breathe out, let your stomach flatten. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, Breathe out. Breathe in. 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 Breathe out. Couple of more times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Take a moment to observe how you feel. This exercise micro practice that we did is called left nostril breathing. In a very, very succinct manner, if I should explain, breathing through the left nostril, it is scientifically proven to trigger what is known as the parasympathetic system. The parasympathetic system is really what brings stillness, what brings calmness, and it really helps the system rest and come back to a state of balance. It is during night typically that the parasympathetic system is active and dominant, and that is what helps us get rest, helps the digestion system work, and helps all our organs and tissues and muscles rebuild and repair. Right? So that's really what happens, when the parasympathetic system is triggered. Whereas when we breathe in through the right nostril, it triggers activity, it triggers energy, it triggers action, right? So if you need energy, that's when, or when you're in action, when you're afraid, when you're active, when you're emotional, you will find that automatically the breathing switches to the right nostril, right? So if you go to calm down, all that you do is by breathing in through the left nostril, by closing your right nostril, what happens is we reverse the process. By breathing into the left nostril, we bring in a state of peace, of calm, of stillness and centeredness, right? So this is a very simple technique. You never know what's going to happen the next moment, right? What is going to trigger your stress, okay, or your adrenaline, right? And if you find yourself a little nervous, little anxious, little stressed out, okay, and if you just want to take some, they say typically, right, hey, take some deep breaths, right, and go ahead, right? I mean, and it's not just deep breathing; it really helps if you're able to deeply breathe, okay, with our left nostril, right? I just tell you a very simple anecdote, from my own life, right? And there was a very big meeting. The CEO, okay, and the president of my organization was there with a customer, and somehow I miscalculated the time, right? I mean, when I left home, it was already late, and there was too much traffic that day. And essentially, I reached an important meeting 15 minutes late, okay, when my president was attending, right? And I was quite worked up. I was quite already stressed, right? But it just happened, and this was many, many years ago. I don't even know this technique, right? But before I stepped into the room 15 minutes late, I just waited for a minute or two outside, and just took some deep breaths. And then I went in, and I found that in my place, somebody else was doing the presentation, right? I just took over, and it was actually one of my best presentations, right? And later, after the meeting, when we had a debrief, right, my president told me, right, I will not condone you for coming late. It's absolutely unacceptable. But I should say that your presentation was excellent, right? So it just saved my skin and saved my day, right? So there are moments in which, like, we need to bring ourselves back to center, and these kind of micro practices help. So with that, let's go ahead and we will walk through the cleaning process today, which really helps us again bring down the stress levels and remove the emotional complexities and impurities that we've accumulated during the day by our thoughts and actions, and instead replaces it with simplicity and purity, right? And really, it helps us calm down and, like, be centered in the evenings. Typically, you do that at the end of your day. So I will walk through the cleaning process today, if that's okay. Go ahead, sit comfortably, close your eyes. We're going to bring ourselves to a state of purity and simplicity by cleaning away our impressions in the form of complexities and impurities. Bring your attention to your back, your entire back, from the top of the head all the way down to your tailbone and from side to side. Imagine that all complexities and impurities are leaving your system through your back. Complexities and impurities are leaving your system through your back in the form of smoke. Be very gentle in this process. However, do it with a firm will and conviction that all complexities and impurities are leaving your system through your back in the form of smoke. Now that you're given this thought, complexities and impurities are leaving your system, all that you need to do is to remain alert and observe this cleaning process happening. Once you're given this suggestion that the complexities and impurities are leaving your system, it continues to work. Our suggestion, combined with conviction and will, it continues to work till we stop the process. So be assured, as you're observing yourself, the process of cleaning is at work, with complexities and impurities leaving your system. You'll be able to feel the effect of it in the next few minutes. If you settle down with the process, gently accelerate the process of cleaning. You don't need to focus on what exactly you're cleaning. Whatever may be the impression, complexity, or impurity, simply brush it off. As complexities leave your system, it is becoming simple. As impurities leave your system, it is becoming pure. By throwing off complexities and impurities, you're helping your system become pure and simple. Let's continue with this cleaning process for a few more minutes. Please continue with the cleaning process. Add conviction to your thoughts. The complexities and impurities are leaving your system. Let's do it for a few more minutes. As the process of cleaning proceeds, you will begin to find your system lighter, as if heaviness has been removed, burden has been removed from our system. This is a confirmation that the cleaning process is effective and working. When you're able to feel the lightness set in, you can switch over to the second part of the cleaning process. Make a suggestion that whatever complexities and impurities remain in your system, it is continuing to leave you. Switch your attention to a point or source in front of you. Make a suggestion that a current of purity or a divine current is flowing from the source in front of you and descending into your heart, filling up the space that's been created there. Let your entire heart be filled up with this current of divinity. Let this divine current of purity, emanate from your heart, reaching every nook and corner, every cell of your body. Your entire body, every cell in your body is just becoming pure and simple. Before we close the cleaning process, make a suggestion that all complexities and impurities have been removed from our system and that our entire system is pure and simple. Taper down the cleaning process. Take a moment to observe how you feel at this time. You may slowly and gently open your eyes when you're ready. So today we walk through two techniques to deal with stress. The first one, the left nostril breathing, is to be done whenever you feel stressed. Whereas the second technique, what we call the cleaning technique in heartfulness, is something to be practiced every evening. Just like when you wear a shirt, at the end of the day, it's going to be dirty. When you use your body, at the end of the day, you're going to find yourself dirty. You come back, have a shower, you wash your clothes. Similarly, we practice this cleaning technique in the evening to remove all the emotional complexity and impurity which we've gathered from our thoughts and actions, thereby rendering ourselves pure and simple. So carry this lightness through the rest of your day. Thank you. Thank you for joining me in today's session. We will see you on Monday back at this platform at 4 o'clock. Have a good day. Bye.